And in today's video, we're going to be talking about my top favorite 10 Yu-Gi-Oh monster designs. And before I get into the list, comment down below what your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monster designs are. And obviously, we're not going to have the same likes, so my list is going to be very different from your list, probably. But either way, I thought it'd be a fun idea to talk about some cool Yu-Gi-Oh art. First off, in number 10, I have Mobius, the Frost Monarch. I just think this guy looks so sleek, very cool. I love the white design on it. It just has a really, I don't know, like a sleek design to it. It's like the Apple products of the Monarch designs, you know. I love the eyes coming out because around this time, a lot of the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters kind of had more simplistic designs, but this one had ice like spikes coming out in the background. It looked really cool. There was like a really cool misty fog, and the card happens to just be a really good card as well. Number 9 is Farfa Malib of the Burning Abyss. This guy is really sick. For the longest time, I wanted him to have arms. I think it would have elevated the design, but him not having arms actually kind of makes him a little cooler. The arms are the wings. I love like the gray design to it. It looks less demonic than the other Burning Abyss monsters, but just as menacing. And yeah, something about that design is just really cool to me. At number 8, I have Rescue Rabbit. I don't know, something about this little creature is so cute. He has the puffy cheeks. But if you have the pleasure of looking at a secret rare card, it has such a cool shine to it. Even his little walkie-talkie has like a little shine to it. It's so cool. The little goggles, everything about this card is just so perfectly adorable. It's hard not to love it. And this was like a $150 card at some point. At number 7, I have Live Twin Keyle. I don't know how to say that name, but I love the design. I don't know. I like the colorful Japanese aesthetic to it. It's very kawaii. I love the color palette on this card, and it almost looks like it belongs like as a sticker on a binder or somewhere. It just has a really cool aesthetic to it that I really enjoy. Number 6 is the iconic Dark Magician. I love the original artwork. It's very simplistic background. Like I said, in early Yu-Gi-Oh, the backgrounds were fairly simplistic with just some kind of color and some kind of design. And it's likely that it's mostly nostalgic, but even then, I think I'm able to separate that a little bit and just appreciate the art, appreciate the design on like the light pink or the light purple like stitching around the armor. I don't think that every design has to be over the top to be cool. This one just exudes coolness with such a simple premise. And number 5 might be a little bit of a weird one. I might lose a lot of people here, but Zombie Clown is one of my all-time favorite artworks, and it's really hard for me to really defend myself here. I just love the color palette. I think the contrast of like the blue head, I guess scarf clown thing that he has, but then underneath is like orange, and then like the red designs around the body that kind of look like they're like torn apart, and then the purple hat, and then the green purple shirts I guess that he has on with the menacing red background. Everything about the color palette on this is so cool, and I love the little designs. It's not the most intricate artwork, but I think it works so well here. Number 4 is Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. This is really similar to what I said about the Dark Magician. It's a very simple premise, especially with the background. It's just like a ring of light, but it's such a cool, effective art that you can just tell that it's a very powerful card just by looking at it. The gold armor on the contrast of the blue suit is really, really cool. I love when gold is on top of like other colors that aren't normally seen with gold. And in this case, it just works so well. And the secret rare version of this card is one of the most beautiful cards that you can see in person. This next one might also be a bit of a weird one for some people, but I've always admired this artwork from the moment it came out. And that's Underworld Fighter Balmung. I think the design of like the huge sword that he's wielding, and it almost has a very Spawn-like look to him. This idea of like a dark knight, not Batman, but like a dark themed knight is really cool. The red cape complements it really well, and I like that there's like this kind of cool menacing thunder behind it, and there's a bit of a glow to it to where it makes you think that he may not be a bad guy, but he's also not, you know, completely good. It could be kind of an anti-hero kind of thing, I guess, kind of like Spawn. But yeah, this artwork just always amazed me, and I always wish that I could run them in a deck that could utilize them well. And it's not a bad card, but it's not the most effective card, at least not when it came out when I used to play. But either way, I've always just loved the artwork. Number 2 is Necros of Gungir. When I think of elegance and Yu-Gi-Oh, I think of this card. The artwork is just phenomenal. It has such prestige to it. That light blue and that ice-like color palette is so cool. It has like that cool dragon tail. But the accent of like the red hair and the red gem on her belt is so cool because it gives it like that nice pop of color. And I know I said this about some other cards already, but the secret rare version of this card is one of the coolest cards in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I even had like a small collection in my collections binder of just secret rare Gungirs like this because the artwork was just so amazing to me. I just loved having it on display. And I probably should collect them again now that they're very cheap to get. And for my all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Card monster design is Elemental Hero Dark Bright. I'm a big fan of superheroes, so the whole Elemental Hero archetype is just one of my all-time favorites. I could probably make its own video of all the cool Elemental Hero art, but this one in particular for some reason just stands out to me. Kind of like how I said earlier about Blackluster Soldier with the gold. This is a gold combination that we do see more often, but it works so well. The gold with the black and the red accents, just so cool. Every little design on here is really done so well, and even like the blue crystals on the knee is kind of gives it an extra pop of color. It almost reminds me a little bit of the I forgot which Power Rangers they were, the Black Ranger with the gold and black. That's what it kind of looks like a little bit, but this one to me is a lot cooler. And the background being so simplistic helps with it because the main focus is seeing that gold on that heroic design that it has. And then the black lightning in the background is just like the extra level of detail that kind of gives it an even cooler flair to it. And not to mention that it almost looks like it has like a extra layer of armor, but like armor made out of gold almost, or like some kind of like gold light around the edging of the body. It's really cool. But yeah, those are my top 10 favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card monster designs. And don't forget to sub for more content like this. And the next time maybe I'll do one for all spell cards, trap cards, etc. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.